In the United States, privacy protected by the First Amendment, freedom of speech, Fourth Amendment, unreasonable search and seizure. Additional federal statutes is Privacy Act of 1994. Fair information practice set the principle governing of collection and the use of information. Basis of most U.S. and European privacy laws, based on mutuality and interest between record holding and individual, restated and extended by FTC in 1988 to provide guidelines for protecting online privacy, used to driven change in privacy legislation, COPA, Graham-Leach-Billy Act, HIPAA, Do Not Track Online Act of 2011, FTC FIP principles, notice awareness core principle, websites must be disclosed practice before collecting data, choice consent core principle, consumers must be able to choose how information is used for secondary purpose, access participation, consumers must be able to review the context accuracy of personal data. FTC FIP principle, security. Data collectors must take steps to ensure accuracy, security of personal data. Enforcement must be mechanism to enforce FIP principles. European Directive on Data Protection. Companies must inform people information is collected and disclosed, how it is stored and used. Requires information consent of customer. EU members nation cannot transfer personal data to countries without similar privacy protection. U.S. business use safe harbor framework to work with EU personal data. Stricter enforcement under consideration. Right of access. Right to be forgotten. Internet challenges to privacy. Cookies. Identifying browsers and track visits to sites. Super cookies. Flash cookies. Web beacons. Web bugs. Tiny graphic embedded in emails and web pages. Monitoring who is reading emails, messages, and visiting sites. Spyware. Surreptitiously installed on user's computer, may transmit user keystrokes and display unwanted ads. The web server reads the user's web browser and determines the operating system, browser name, version number, internet access, address, and other information. The server transmits a tiny text file with the user identification information called cookies, which user browser receive and store on user computer hardware drive. Cookies when users return to the website, the server requests the content of any cookie is deposited previously in the user's computer, and the web server reads the cookie, identifies the visitor, and calls up the data on the user. The United States allows businesses to gather transactions information and use this for marketing purpose. Option out versus option in model. Online industry promotes self-regulation over privacy legislation. However, extent responsibilities take varies. Complex, ambiguous privacy statements. Option out model selected cover option ins. Online seal of privacy principles. Technical solutions. Email encryption. Anonymity tools. Anti-spyware tools. Browser features. Private browsing. Do not track options. Overall few technical solutions. Property rights, intellectual property, intangible property of any kind created by individual or corporation.